Tested to remove waterproof mascara better than the leading wipes. 9 out of 10 wipe users would recommend Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water by Garnier, naturally.
The Emmy-nominated Late Show with Stephen Colbert, weeknights on CBS.
All across the world.
Welcome to Australia.
One team, one dream, y'all.
NCIS Sydney, Monday, November 13th on CBS.
We all respect the game.
Twist after twist after twist.
Survivor's ready. Go!
New season of Survivor, Wednesday, September 27th on CBS.
Brr, it's getting cold out there. I'll show you our lows, plus where frost is likely to develop. Live from downtown Marquette, it's your 19 News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sarah Blakely. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, remembering 9/11, how communities around the UP are reflecting on the lives lost 22 years ago today and honoring those who serve on the front lines every day. Plus, Michigan State University's football coach is suspended amid allegations of sexual misconduct against a rape survivor, the latest from East Lansing. And a second counteroffer from one of the big three automakers when the UAW president is expected to make an official statement. Your 19 News starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
Cool night tonight, and it looks like the cool conditions will stick around for a little while.
Yeah, I mean, almost winter temperatures we're talking about. I know I'm pre-jumping the winter, but yes, it's going to be cold during the day. It's also going to be really chilly in the evening. We could be in the 30-degree range. Those drizzle conditions and chances continuing Tuesday, maybe even on Wednesday. But as Sarah mentioned, we have been seeing cool temperatures. Today we saw a high of 56 out at the National Weather Service here outside of Marquette. And right now we've got temperatures even in the 40s as we cool on down. Your 7-day outlooks after the break.
Thank you very much, Ariane. Today marks the 22nd anniversary of the 9/11 attack, a day that unified the country in the wake of tragedy. WZMQ's Mitchell Rife spoke with first responders in the UP today and has the story on the power of unity.
Countless fire crews and law enforcement sacrificed themselves on 9/11, and those in uniform today say preparation and communication are still key ingredients in any response call.
One of the biggest problems was communication. The police couldn't talk to the fire, who couldn't talk to the ambulance, so there was a real problem. And since that time, I know in Michigan we now have the 800 megahertz, so everyone can communicate to each other.
Fire departments say even though preparation is done in advance, time is still the enemy in any situation, even in the UP.
One of the biggest benefits that we have here in the city is we have really quick response times. Since we're here for 24 hours a day, the city's only 12 square miles, we can get to scene relatively quickly.
When you go on a call, what does that word teamwork kind of mean to you?
In the fire service, teamwork is imperative. We have to have it. Time is of the essence in the situations we come across.
We depend heavily on our brothers, our firemen, our EMS, and everyone else involved in day-to-day operations.
For any situation that deals with a high level of stress, first responders train that intensity rigorously, closely identifying how the body responds to stress. They say even 22 years later, putting on the uniform is a way to honor those who served on 9/11.
I think the way the fire service looks at that is that, especially like the NYFD, is that every single call that comes in and you go out to the service the community, it's kind of doing, it's kind of honoring those members that came before you.
Mitchell Rife, WZMQ 19 News, Marquette.
In Escanaba, two organizations came together in remembrance of September 11, 2001. Partnering with UP Health System Hospice, Jim's Dairy Cream gave away free ice cream cones in honor of veterans and first responders. A retired Coast Guard Senior Chief Petty Officer played taps for the nearly 3,000 people who died in the tragedy. This is the second year Jim's has hosted this ceremony with UPHS, and the owner hopes the tradition will continue to keep the memory of those who died alive.
For me, it was a middle school year, so I was in school at the time. And, when seeing those images on TV, learning history is being made, even though everybody promised you won't forget, it's slowly starting to forget. It's just a way to give back to those that maybe didn't have the thank you or didn't have the recognition.
Organizers say 9/11 has also become a celebration of first responders who continue to risk their lives for their communities each day. In our nation's capital, the Pentagon, was one of 3 places attacked by terrorists. In the 22nd anniversary of the deadly attack, the Secretary of Defense and Joint Chiefs of Staff honored those who were killed there. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp reports from the memorial service at the Pentagon.
In the early morning hours, an American flag is draped over the Pentagon, marking the spot where 22 years ago, 184 people, including passengers and crew on American Airlines Flight 77 and people at the Pentagon, were killed.
Those terrorists wanted to destroy our country. But on that day, and every day since, the United States has demonstrated that we would never bow to fear and hatred.
In a solemn ceremony, the Secretary of Defense laid a wreath, flowers were placed on each unit at the Pentagon Memorial for each victim, and songs were sang to honor them.
September 11th reminds us that the American spirit still shines in times of testing. September 11th made America a nation at war. And hundreds of thousands stepped up to serve our country in uniform. The wars in Iraq and Afghanistan have come to a close. But we remain relentlessly focused on combating terrorist threats to America.
9/11 is a day where America mourns those who were taken from us. But Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin says we honor them by striving to be worthy of the memory of those we lost.
We will always work to keep America safe, and we will always, always remember.
At the Pentagon, Rachel Knapp, WZMQ 19 News.
This Wednesday, the UP Honor Flight is taking veterans to see monuments in their honor in Washington, D.C. The community has an opportunity to support future trips to the Capitol and receive some unique furniture. The Honor Flight is selling $20 raffle tickets for a chance to win this table featuring the Honor Flight logo and rocks from around the world. The artist who crafted the table also made this rocking chair. It's available to purchase for $25,000, and if it sells, the artist will donate $10,000 to the Honor Flight.
Costing about $135,000 per flight now, and we do 2 flights per year. So if we sell this table and the rocking chair, that's going to be a huge boost to our program.
We have a list of locations selling tickets at WZMQ19.com. Honor Flight Mission 22 will return to the Delta County Airport at 8:30 Wednesday evening, and the community is invited to welcome the vets home. A September 11th memorial event was also held today in the Capitol in Lansing. All U.S. and Michigan flags within the state Capitol complex were lowered to half-staff today for Patriot Day. Governor Gretchen Whitmer has recognized September 11th as Patriot Day to remember and honor the heroes who lost their lives and those who sacrificed their lives for others, including our first responders who showed bravery in responding to the attacks and aiding the victims. Developing now, Michigan State University has suspended its head football coach without pay following the publication of sexual harassment allegations. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy was on campus today to learn more about the pending investigation and the actions being taken.
Mel Tucker has been the head coach of the MSU Spartan football team for 4 seasons. His suspension was announced on Sunday following the publication of a USA Today article that detailed the sexual harassment allegations of a sexual violence prevention educator, Brenda Tracy.
I have suspended Mel Tucker without pay as an additional interim measure.
Tracy is known for her work as an activist, telling her own story as a rape survivor. She was originally hired to work with a team to lead a course with the goal of fighting the culture of sexual violence in sports.
In the MSU of today, when any report comes into the university, it is appropriately and rigorously reviewed.
In the report, Tracy explains a phone call she received from Tucker on April 28th of 2022, where Tucker made multiple sexual comments and engaged in sexual activities over the phone without her consent. Tucker admitted to investigators that the phone call took place, but says the conversation was mutually consensual.
The university's formal conclusion of the investigation will occur once the hearing and final decision processes are complete. I want to emphasize again, this investigation is not complete.
Tucker is in the third year of a $95 million contract. With the current allegation of misconduct, Tucker could be fired without a payout for the remainder of his contract. The team's secondary coach, Harlan Barnett, will serve as an interim coach, while former coach Mark D'Antonio will be stepping in as associate head coach. A formal Title IX investigation of the complaint was completed in July, and the hearing is scheduled for the week of October 5th. Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News, East Lansing.
Meantime, there may be progress at the bargaining table between Detroit's 3 automakers and the United Auto Workers Union. Stellantis saying they're on a good path after spending the weekend negotiating with the union. The company today made its second counteroffer 3 days before the current contract expires. Andres Gutierrez has the details of some of the tentative agreements they've made so far.
In a letter to employees, Stellantis' head of human resources said they've reached tentative agreements with the UAW in several areas, including health and safety. The union in turn says they are ready to negotiate around the clock. Stellantis hasn't revealed details of this second counteroffer. Remember, back on Friday, they offered a 14.5% raise, which is much less than the 46% over 4 years the UAW wants. Ford and GM is offering 10%. There are some demands the Detroit 3 aren't budging on, including the UAW's proposal for a 4-day work week. If an agreement isn't reached by Thursday night at 11:59, the union says they will go on strike. In Saginaw, members of Local 668 received this notice on what steps to take if that happens. They'll have to safely shut down the equipment and make sure it isn't damaged. Members will then walk out of the main gate together and remove their personal cars off company property. Meanwhile, in Warren, the UAW has reached out to the city to get permission to place porta-johns in the city's right-of-way. Mayor Fouts told me the police department is currently involved during this planning phase to ensure everything remains peaceful on the possible picket lines.
My concern above all else is that we want to do everything we can to be fair but yet neutral. So we're going to be cooperative. The police have met with General Motors and Chrysler. They'll also be meeting with the strikers to let them know what their rights are, what they're allowed to do, what they can't do. And we want to encourage everybody to work in a cooperative effort. I'm hoping that they find a solution to this strike before the strike actually takes place on Friday.
We are expecting to hear from UAW President Shawn Fain on Wednesday evening at 5, where he'll provide another update on how negotiations are going and what the strike strategy is. That'll be happening on Facebook Live.
Your first morning weather forecast is coming up after this break, plus a beautiful day at the 14th annual UP Fall Beer Fest. A look at the crowds in Marquette's Lower Harbor Park over the weekend. And a unique fundraiser in Iron Mountain on the weekend. What people were lined up for at the Carmelite Fall Fest. We're back in 2 minutes.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
Shop hundreds of Lazy Boys at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Kick back in comfort in an industry-leading recliner. Choose from all fabrics, colors, and sizes with prices starting as low as $4.99 plus free delivery. Shop Kirkish Furniture in Houghton today.
The adventurous RAV4. It's ready to go anywhere, anytime.
Year after year, this is the best-selling SUV in America.
If you're looking for an all-wheel drive vehicle, you can't go wrong with the new Toyota.
Now, during Toyota's Truck and SUV Month, you can get 3.99 APR financing on a new RAV4.
Or 4.99 APR on the electrified RAV4 Hybrid. Plus, get 2 years no-cost maintenance.
Toyota Truck and SUV Month. The choice is yours.
Toyota, let's go places. In a game of quick draw.
Jump rope. Jump rope is correct. 1, 2, 3.
It's fast-paced family fun for all. Pictionary. Every weekday.
Weekdays at 9 on WZMQ CBS.
Escanaba and Delta County, home to beautiful beaches, Lake Michigan, lighthouses, pretty parks, and great people. It's why so many are proud to say this is home. I'm Lily Simmons. I'll show you what's happening here every day in your schools, your communities, and businesses, sharing what makes this area so special.
Lily Simmons reports from Delta County, weeknights at 6 and 11, only on WZMQ 19 News. WZMQ 19 News, live and local news, first warning weather, exclusive interviews. Named Best Newscast by the Michigan Association of Broadcasters. Make the switch to WZMQ 19 News. Watch WZMQ 19 News wherever you are, whenever you're ready. Subscribe to the 19 News channel on YouTube. Now, WZMQ 19 News First Warning Weather with Ariane Stasic.
We are cooling on down. Most of us in that 50-degree range, low 50s. Ironwood, 49. We could even see us in the mid-40s this evening into our early Tuesday morning. Comfort index showing us staying very cool and dry. Unfortunately, we're nowhere near that ideal zone, but you know what? I will take it over the humidity and mugginess, right? Okay, so cool and dry for the next 24 hours. That rain is going to be slowing down. However, we do have chances of it on our Tuesday, scattered mostly in the central regions, and we're going to expect cold temperatures in the evening, maybe down into the 30s. So expect some frost in the interior also on Wednesday. So a lot of the precipitation party action is in the lower mitten as well as the far eastern portions of the UP, with some scattered showers showing up here and there over in the west central portions. But current conditions, we've got most of that rain way over here in the far east, like I mentioned, and we'll see that continue this evening, even into our morning. Around 7 a.m. though, we'll see a lot more action in Alger County, especially in these central portions of the UP around noon. Mostly cloudy tomorrow before those clouds start to clear out around 7 p.m. for the west half of the UP, and we'll expect that for the Wednesday morning. Partly to mostly sunny skies over there. Everyone else staying a little bit cloudier. The central to east portions there on our Wednesday morning before we expect mostly clear skies and another very chilly night. Taking a look though for Tuesday, our school day outlook, we've got mostly cloudy skies like I mentioned. It's going to be a little bit breezy as well, so make sure your student is bundled up to combat that out at the bus stop. Tomorrow, the highs in that 50-degree range. Like I said, we're going to be fairly cool for the next couple of days. We could be warming up later on in the week, but until then, it is definitely hoodie season and vest season. UP Honor Flight leaving Escanaba on Wednesday, the 13th. Again, they fly out around 7:30 a.m. It's going to be chilly when they leave. Mostly sunny though for the day, unless you're in DC with them, where we'll expect mostly cloudy skies, chances of showers and thunderstorms. So make sure you've got some waterproof gear with you, but a high of 74 out there. When they fly back around 8:30, it's going to be about 55 degrees and mostly clear conditions in Escanaba. And then Harris, we're looking at Taste of the Island, that cooking show going on at 9 until about 2 p.m. is when it ends, but it should be mostly sunny skies and a high of 68 degrees, although earlier in the morning around 9 a.m. should expect temperatures in those mid-50s. 7-day outlook, chances of showers here in Marquette, 54 until we warm up on Wednesday, almost hitting 60, and then we'll warm up even further on Thursday and Friday, but that rain could return later on.
Thank you very much, Ariane. Thousands were sipping on drinks from all around the Midwest during the annual UP Fall Beer Festival in Marquette on Saturday. WZMQ Scott Mitshaw has more.
Clear skies and a gentle breeze set the perfect stage for this year's UP Fall Beer Fest.
I think we're so fortunate to have what I would call perfect weather, kind of mid-60s sunny.
The festival is put on by the Michigan Brewers Guild. The Guild works to promote breweries around the state. The UP Festival is one of a handful the Guild puts on throughout the year.
We're fortunate to have so many great breweries. That's why we call it the Great Beer State.
87 breweries had stands set up at this year's festival, and they all brought their own specialties. Over 500 different beers were on tap. For some, picking a favorite was hard.
So what's your favorite beer? All of it.
The festival is about more than just drinking beer. It's an opportunity for brewers and those in the industry to catch up with each other and exchange ideas. It also gives families a chance to have some fun as a group.
It is a yearly family tradition where we come up with our own necklace and screen prints of shirts.
Whether the festival is a family tradition, a chance to dress up, or just a way to spend a Saturday, there's one thing everyone who was at Beer Fest did.
Drink beer.
Scott Mitchell, WZMQ 19 News, Marquette.
Also this weekend, Marquette Mountain hosted its 3rd annual Art on the Mountain on Saturday and Sunday. The 2-day event brought in about 20 artists with a large variety of pieces. Booths were scattered throughout the inside and outside of the resort to give artists lots of room to showcase their items. Then later in the day, the artists were accompanied by live music, and musicians were given free 2-hour time slots to give them some exposure.
I think that overall, this is a great avenue for a lot of the artists in our local area that are able to the last hurrah of the summer.
Art on the Mountain rounded out on Sunday with a little bit of rain, but that didn't stop people from coming to see what local artists had to show off. Studio Dance Arts Booster Club hosted a successful mom-to-mom sale Sunday in Marquette's Westwood Mall. The fundraiser was put together by the boosters to help raise money to support the cost of competitive dancing. People from the studio and the community showed up to sell kids' items that could be used again by another parent or buy new items from booths with homemade items.
Have a lot of things, and we're always doing hand-me-downs and trading and selling each other things, so we thought why not open it up to the community and try to make some money for our booster club.
All the profits from the fundraiser will be split between Booster Club dancers at the end of the year to support dancer costs. A fundraising event that supports a monastery in Dickinson County took place over the weekend as well. WZMQ's Iron Mountain Bureau reporter Amy Doyle shares what's new at the Carmelite Fall Fest.
The fundraiser that supports the Carmelite nuns at the Monastery of the Holy Cross used to be named the Sisters of the Silver Tea, but the event is now called Fall Fest, according to volunteers. This year's Fall Fest had participants lining up all the way to the parking lot before its opening. A volunteer says the large crowd is due to the event's most well-known detail, one that involves a handmade staple.
Absolutely, the highlight is the Sisters bread. I guess it's been going on for 20, maybe 30 years. I sat here just as I am today last year, and I saw the line. I thought, what in the world's the line for? And they said, oh, the Sisters bread.
While there are several varieties of breads, other baked goodies, pies, and even caramel apples, one attendee has been visiting Fall Fest for over 30 years, and she's sharing what keeps her coming back.
Well, we like to come out here every year to support the sisters. You know, they're a wonderful group. They're so sweet. They pray for everybody in the community all the time, so we really like to come out and support them. And of course, the cinnamon bread.
Still, others came to visit the monastery for more personal reasons. A Holocaust survivor who traveled from nearly 100 miles away despite recently having 3 major surgeries says she visited to finally see the nuns in person.
For the first time, because usually it's on the phone, but I had called them to see if I could possibly thank them in person, and I did. I don't think we realize here in the UP how blessed we are to have the Carmelite sisters here and this monastery.
This gift shop, which is open 2 hours per day, Monday through Saturday, supports the sisters here throughout the year. Amy Doyle, WZMQ 19 News, Iron Mountain.
Still ahead tonight, home selling is starting to slow down, but would-be home buyers are still facing sky-high home prices. What's ahead for the real estate market? Next.
It's late night. Wake up, everybody.
The Emmy-nominated Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
Hold on to your butts.
Weeknights on CBS.
Since the 15th century, Antwerp, Belgium has been the city for diamonds. Erickson Jewelers is going overseas to this diamond capital soon to handpick directly from a sparkling selection unlike any in the world. Tell us what you're looking for and we'll use our connections to personally find it in Antwerp's famous diamond district. This is a special opportunity that allows us to negotiate the best options and value for you. Find out how Erickson Jewelers can bring home your one-of-a-kind Antwerp diamond.
19 News was recently honored with the 2022 Best Newscast Award from the Michigan Association of Broadcasters. It motivates us to work even harder to be your voice in the community. 19 News is all about sharing local activities and events, plus information that leads to understanding, support, and unity. That's the mission of the 19 News team, and we thank you for watching.
19 News, connected to our community. Weeknights on WZMQ 19.
The bathroom of your dreams is only a phone call away with BCI Bath and Shower. We can make your ordinary bath and shower extraordinary. This is not a cookie-cutter design. This is a complete custom build that will fit your every need. We have the best monthly programs in the industry with payments as low as $99 per month or no payments, no interest for 18 months with approved credit. Factory trained, certified installers made in the USA and discounts for seniors and military. Call 800-304-6841.
We believe in patriotism. We believe in our country. For 100 years, veterans have been impacting our nation through the American Legion. Learn more at legion.org/webelieve.
I'm Rachel Knapp. Watch my reports live from Washington, only on 19 News.
You're watching the award-winning WZMQ 19 News, live and local with Sarah Blakely.
The U.S. real estate market exploded during the pandemic. The number of sales has since slowed down, but would-be buyers are still facing high prices. Bradley Blackburn tells us why.
Christine Egan is working with realtor Carol Christensen to buy a home, but it's been a frustrating search.
It's a time in your life where you're supposed to be, really excited and happy, but it really hasn't been that at all.
One reason, high loan rates are making it more expensive to purchase a home. The average interest on a 30-year mortgage is over 7%, close to a 2-decade high. At that rate, a monthly payment on a $400,000 loan would be about $1,000 more than 2 years ago when rates were under 3%. Egan is often being outbid by buyers who don't need a loan.
In 30 years that I'm doing this, I have never seen so many cash buyers.
Rates are higher, but so are home prices. That's because there are fewer houses on the market.
Sellers are thinking it's not worth looking for another home.
Tony Danzica heads an association of realtors. He says homeowners who locked into low mortgage rates years ago don't want to sell, just to buy something else at the current high rates.
So they're holding off. They're not putting their houses on the market. That's why we have low inventory across the country.
The low inventory is driving up prices, which have been on the rise for 5 straight months and are near a record high.
The pickings are slim, and it looks like now it's getting, less and less.
Egan plans to keep looking, but will only buy if she finds the right fit.
Another factor driving the supply and demand imbalance are home builders aren't building quickly enough. Home builders pulled back after the last housing market crash and haven't ramped back up to pre-2007 levels. Here in the UP, our cool conditions continue tonight and will stick around for our Tuesday. Ariane has the outlook on the way. And where these dogs caught some waves for a fundraiser competition on the water. In our final story after this break.
It's late night. Wake up, everybody.
The Emmy-nominated Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
Hold on to your butts.
Weeknights on CBS.
Toyota's four brothers have made a name for themselves on and off the road.
Tacoma has been the best-selling truck in its class for the past 18 years.
This is the legendary Toyota 4Runner.
With over 40 years of off-road experience, this SUV has seen it all and keeps coming back for more.
The powerfully efficient Sequoia delivers off-road adventures with style and comfort.
And Tundra is the biggest, most powerful, most technologically advanced truck Toyota has ever built.
Toyota's four brothers. Let's go places.
I'm strong.
I'm on my way.
The pandemic has taken a toll. Michigan's Stay Well program offers tools to support your mental wellness.
I'm strong with community by my side.
I'm on my way to feeling okay again.
With free Stay Well discussion groups, webinars, a counseling hotline, and more, you can be
confident. There's hope for tomorrow.
I'm Lily Simmons. Watch my reports from Escanaba and Delta County only on WZMQ 19 News.
Another thrilling week to play football. The NFL on CBS. Catch all the action this week on WZMQ 19. Sunday, it's Baltimore at Cincinnati at 1, and the Jets take on Dallas at 4:25. See you this Sunday for the NFL on WZMQ 19, home of the 2024 Super Bowl. Whenever you need us, WZMQ 19 News is just a click away. Watch the latest 19 News anytime on the free WZMQ 19 News app.
We're a little cool outside, temps in the low to mid 50s, even down in the 40s, as that's where we're expecting to head this evening into the early hours of our Tuesday. Winds primarily coming out of the north. That's going to continue into our Wednesday, and we'll have some gusts tomorrow, maybe up to 25 miles an hour. So make sure your student is prepared for that. Here in the Marquette area for our Tuesday, we'll expect about 51 degrees at 7 a.m., warming up just a little bit to 53 at the end of the day, so it's going to be a chilly one outside. And then Saturday, NMU, it is homecoming week, so heads up there. We'll expect mostly sunny skies, that rain starting around 2 p.m.
Finally tonight, hanging 10 or more like 20. Over 50 dogs showed their surfing skills at Del Mar, California Beach on Sunday. The canines and their owners took part in the 18th Helen Woodward Surf Dog Surfathon to raise money for orphan pets at the center. The best in surf winners were Sugar in first place, Delilah in second, and Guinness in third place. Do you think any of your dogs would be able to surf?
Yeah, they are former champions.
No, they are not.
No, they are not. Absolutely not. I don't have the patience to teach them. I think Siku could handle it. What about yours? Yours are really smart. Really?
I don't know. Beasley would get too excited and jump straight in the water, and Bruno is just, he's still a puppy, so he can't pay attention to anything right now.
Yeah, I'm sad the fact that I can't do what those dogs can do.
Right. Like step one, we need to learn to surf first, and then we can maybe teach the dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Baby steps. We'll let you know how that goes.
Summer goals.
Yeah. That's all the time we have for tonight. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Sleep better with a new mattress from Kirkish Furniture. We proudly feature Made in the Midwest Restonic mattresses. Try one out today and compare other major brands. Let our sleep specialists help you find the bed of your dreams at Kirkish Furniture.